Heyo, what's up broskies? If my voice sounded a little weird, then it's because my throat is really sore, so sorry for that. Can't really do anything though. I'll try to do my best to sound refreshed and excited for this video. But this is my patch 9.3 rundown. So patch 9.3 went live this night, Wednesday night, for EU servers. At least, don't know about NA. And I'm gonna again do a rundown of the newest patch. And keep in mind, I will have a solo queue point of view on things. I have seen Ella's video before I made this video, so some of the things might be similar to his. And yeah, let's just jump into it. So first up, Aatrox. Health regen increased. Aatrox no longer heals off damage in non-champions. E no longer stores charges but cooldowns faster than it previously charged. So health regen up by 3, health regen growth up by 0.5. Then we have the E, where he no longer heals and no longer stores a charge. The cooldown is now 9 through 5, and it now gets reduced by cooldown reduction. So this is overall a nerf, I think. So even though his health regen and his health regen and health regen growth goes up, the healing that he's losing out on seems like a bigger nerf than this is a buff. But yeah, I'd say somewhat fair change to Aatrox. Aatrox still seems kind of strong, especially with his Q in matchups where the opponent doesn't have any mobility. But don't know if this will fix that issue, but we'll see. Akali, health regen increased, Q no longer heals, turret reveals Akali through Shroud, W cooldown increased late. So again, health regen increased by 2.5%. Akali no longer heals. This is really big nerf for Akali. Since now all the damage you put onto Akali now will stay on Akali. It's not like she'll naturally heal up with her Q to full HP. So basically poke mages got buffed here. And basically champions that basically can trade with Akali got a huge buff of this. And then we have the Shroud. Now she no longer can tower dive people, which was kind of oppressive back in the day. And cooldown is increased by 2 seconds in late game. I am pretty confident in saying that Akali will no longer be like perma pick or ban champion anymore. Pretty sure that she will get hit by these nerfs, and she might still be a counter pick in some matchups. But other than that, Akali is pretty much dead here. So in my opinion, it was a well-deserved nerf. I think it's a bit too big of a nerf, because it completely kills Akali in my opinion. But yeah, then we have one less oppressive champion to play against, I guess. So I'll take that. Then we have Camille. E no longer stuns minions or monsters. I've already mentioned this. This basically kills Camille jungle. This means that Camille will be moved to top lane instead of jungle, since she can't really do Skullcrab fast anymore, since she won't reduce the armor and magic resist of the Skullcrab by not having a stun in your kit anymore to monsters. So Camille jungle dead, Camille top lane still is just fine. And we'll pretty much go back to the day where Camille was just released and she was mainly played in top lane. Don't know if I like this change too much. She got hit by the Tiamat nerf, which kind of set her a little bit behind from like S+ tier, like top 3 to maybe top 5. But now this completely kills Camille. So Camille jungle, no longer viable. Play her top lane instead. Sorry. Q base damage decreased late, ratio increased, W damage reduced late, cost increased late. So the base damage is lower, but the scaling is up by 10 AP, or 10% of AP. W now costs more mana. damage per second is lower, and the max damage is also lower. So let me see here. It goes down by 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay. So late game should be better. Early game and mid game should be weaker. Same thing here. Or this actually just affects like your late game. That's really buff anything. Fair nerf to Cassiopeia. I don't know if it's enough to like get her from top spot, top tier picks. We've seen her both in mid and ADC with the carry bot lane role. But I've also seen a few top laners play Cassio now. Maybe this is enough for some people to actually, or some champions to actually do something against her in early game. But I guess we'll have to see. I think this is a fair nerf. I don't know if it's big enough to like do too much, but maybe in a few matchups she will be weaker and can get punished easier. Then we have Aurelia. Health growth and armor increased. Passive stack cap increased. Stack grants attack speed, increased of damage. Max stacks bonus grants... Max stacks bonus grants damage instead of attack speed. Q bonus minion damage increased. W reduces more physical damage but no longer reduces magic damage. So here we have health growth up by 10, armor up by 2. Here we have the passive, the stacking passive. The cap is now at 5 instead of 4, so you want to do longer extended trades or potentially hit more minions before going in. Can't really tell if this is a buff or nerf. I guess it depends on your build, but I think this is a bigger buff to mid lane Aurelia than top lane Aurelia. Then we have the bonus damage to minions, that's increased by 10, 15, 20, okay, by 30 in total. The W now reduces 50% of physical damage, but no longer reduces magic damage. Again, seems like more... No, this is actually buffed more to top lane, because we mainly see top laners being AD damage. But yeah, Aurelia's good against AD champions now. This might actually remove her from mid lane, because she no longer reduces magic damage. That's kind of weird. So yeah, I guess Aurelia can be a good counter pick to AD, but against AP, I would probably not recommend Aurelia anymore. And here we have the ADC changes. So Cloak of Agility is back, nice. Then we have Infinity Edge, which is basically almost the same as the like old one before it got reworked. Damage increased by 10, gives 25% crit, increases crit damage by 25. So instead of you dealing 200%, you're gonna deal 225. Beforehand it was 250. So, but this seems like a buff. This brings back the AD carries especially. This also brings back Infinity Edge Rush item. So beforehand we usually saw Stormrazor as the rush item on most AD carries, unless it's like something like Lucian or Ezreal, something like that, who builds like their core items first. Whereas now we can build Infinity Edge as a first item and Vampiric Scepter. So this is basically a buff to ADCs who build crit. And I like this change a lot. So this might actually switch things up in the AD carry meta, since we currently see mainly non like full crit ADCs at the moment. But with this buff, I think crit AD carries are back, and the Infinity Edge Rush on the ADCs are definitely back as well. Then we have Essence Reaver. Now grants critical strike chance, no longer grants mana or Essence Flare. So the cooldown or the total cost is up by 200. The damage is reduced by 15. And now it has 25 critical strike, and it no longer gives mana or the Essence Flare. So again, this is basically changing it to an ADC focused item. Then we have the new one, the Spear of Shojin. I guess that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. Grants 80 health cooldown reduction and Awakened Draken, renamed Essence Flare. So for 3.4k, you get 60 damage, 250 health, 20% cooldown reduction, and basically the old Essence Flare that got removed here. That's basically here. So this item is more for bruisers and top laners, whereas this item, like the new Essence Reaver, is for ADCs. The Spear of Shujin is mainly for bruisers on top lane. So that's one thing. Then we have Stormracer. Now amplifies your energized effects and causes them to slow the target. No longer grants a guaranteed critical strike after not basic attacking for a few seconds. So gold increased by 300, 80 reduced by 5, attack speed reduced by 10%. But now there's a new thing. Energized. Movement and basic attacks generates energized stacks. At 100 stacks, your next basic attack deals 65 bonus magic damage on hit. And slow the target for 40% decaying over 1 second. Your other energized effects are 30% more effective and also slow their target by 40% decaying over 1 second. And then the guaranteed crit is basically removed. This is a this is more a, I don't know, like a, I don't know, beforehand we usually saw Air 1 Rush Stormracer. Now it feels like less people can use it, but the ones who can use it, it seems very effective. Champion that comes in mind would probably be Ezreal as one of the first ones. Except that he doesn't benefit from the attack speed. I actually don't know who would benefit from this. I actually don't know. Yeah, I'll have to think about that one. Phantom Dancer. Gold decreased by 100. Attack speed reduced by 15. Critical strike reduced by 5. And if, yeah, it basically gives a shield now. Which is this shield is bigger than Morphin and Molchius, by the way. So this item is basically a really good defensive item now that also shields you. But it no longer like reduces 12% of the like champion's damage that you recently hit. But yeah, this is a really good item, especially against burst damage, especially for AD carries. I'm thinking especially AD carries will benefit from this one. Because of the crit strike and attack speed with the shield. So instead of going more from Mortis, you might want to do Phantom Dancer now. So cool change, I like this. It's gonna be kind of annoying as an assassin if they get this bonus shield. But we'll see. Then we have Courageous Shard, reduced by 200. Seal reduced by 100. Rapid Fire Cannon reduced by 200, but it gives 5 less critical strike. Hurricane reduced by it's pretty much the same. Attack speed increased and 5% less. And this is basically for having 4 crit items. So beforehand it was kind of weird because you would have 30% of like most crit items. Then you would get Infinity Edge. Then you had 60. Then if you get another item, you would have naturally 60 crit strike chance. And then it's doubled by the Infinity Edge, so that's 120. So you had 20% crit strike, that was pretty much useless. Whereas here, now they all give 25%, so you essentially need 4 crit like items to get the clean 100% for critting every single auto attack. So I like this change. It feels more smooth and less awkward for crit champions to build, I guess. Then we have a buff for assassins mainly, and I'm thinking Kha'Zix will also benefit from this. Cost increased, so Last Whisper is increased by 150, but for that 150 gold, you get 10 more AD and 10% or double the amount of total armor penetration than you usually would get. And Lord Dominic's Regards is increased by 5 AD, and Modus Reminder is also increased by 5 AD, so this is basically a buff for assassins mainly. Then we have Lissandra. Q cost increased late, E damage decreased late. So her Q costs more mana and her E deals less damage. Now it gets revealed and then through terrain as long as you're within 600 range. This is basically really small nerf for Lissandra. It doesn't really do anything. Lissandra will still be a really good pick for both mid and top lane. So you can still play her. This doesn't really do anything. Sion, Q damage decreased. W cooldown increased early. So the Q minimum damage. He basically loses out on 10 damage for minimum damage. For fully charged, he loses 30. Yeah. This kind of sucks. This was like one of the few top laners that are actually still good. Since Urgot got hit last time. Now this is Sion's turn. And then the W getting increased by 4 seconds, level 1. Use nerf for the Sion. Mainly gonna affect his laning phase. But it basically removes like his kill pressure in lane. And now he's basically just a boxing pillow. Like you can hit Sion and he'll be tanky, but he can't really hit back with anything. Then we have Zyra, planned damage decreased, so now she loses 4 damage level 1 and 9 damage at level 18. 4 to 9 damage missing out here. Small nerf for Zyra. I still think Zyra is good for support. And she's losing out on a tiny bit of damage. This is mainly gonna affect her laning phase and her ulti with the plants that gains like bonus attack speed, since each plant now deals less damage. Yeah, Master Gold bounties. Dying while behind in farm delays how quickly you accrue a minion and Master Gold bounty after respawning. If you die with less minions and Monster's Gold than the enemy team's average, you respawn with a buffer equal to the difference. You won't start accruing a minion and Monster Gold bounty until you used up the buffer. If you die with 200 less minions and Monster Gold than the enemy team's average, and go back to lane and power farm 700 gold, while the team only averages 700. Previously you did have 100 gold bounty for having 400. More minion and monster gold than the enemy team's average. Now you won't have a bounty at all because your first 200 gold was erased by the buffer. Reminder, the enemy team's average is their total minion and monster gold divided by 4, not 5 top mid and bot lane plus the jungle. Yeah. This is basically like a nerf for snowballing. So you have this like safe buffer, whereas if you're behind and you basically power farm back up, your own like the bouncy system will only work from when you are ahead, or yeah, from like your average, like you're even, so you're ahead. Let's say you were behind. Like, okay, let me try to explain this if you don't understand me. I'll explain it differently. So let's say if you're behind, you just got solo killed, and you basically power farm. Usually, from the second you start power farming after your death, it'll start like creating a bounty because you keep on farming, you keep on getting gold. Whereas with this system, this like bounty buildup will only start when you are even with your like opponent, like the enemy team's average, basically. So as long as you go above this enemy team's average, then the bounty will start. If you're behind, it's not gonna do anything. So for snowballing, it's actually a nerf, because you have this safe buffer where as long as you're behind, you won't be able to give out more gold even though you're farming, because you're still behind. So this is actually like, especially for junglers, this is a hit. Because you can't really snowball all the time now. Or you can, but it's just not as effective as previously. So that kind of sucks. I actually don't like this change, but it happens, I guess. Yeah, that was pretty much it actually. So let me quickly run through everything here. Aatrox getting nerfed. Overall, I still think Aatrox can be good in some matchups, especially against immobile champions. Akali, pretty much dead. This champion will suffer a lot from these nerfs. And it's actually over nerfed. Camille is no longer a jungler, but she'll work just fine in top lane. Cassiopeia loses some of her early and mid game trading power, but her late game will slightly get increased in terms of damage from her Q. Irelia is good against AD, but less effective against AP. Crit items are back, crit ADC's champions are back, Infinity Edge Rush is back. new top lane bruiser item. Last Whisper now giving Phantom Dancer now giving a shield. Buff to assassins and heavy damage dealers with the Dominic's Regard. Sion having less trading power in lane, so we have another nerf for top lane that was kind of strong, and less snowball potential, and that is actually pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching this patch 9.3 rundown. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions regarding this patch, or if you feel like I missed out on something, or you want me to elaborate further more on something, please comment down below, and then I am gonna respond to it. I am gonna respond to these videos like 1 or 2 days after. So as soon as this video goes up, it's gonna be up Wednesday, the same day as I recorded it. And then you can respond Thursday, or Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You can respond to it. And I'm gonna respond fairly fast afterwards. I'll probably already be making new videos. And tomorrow there should be a video up regarding the patch 9.3 tier list. I'm basically gonna do my tier list as soon as Mobalytics creates their one, because that makes it a bit easier for me with the graphics and stuff, so I don't have to do it myself. And yeah, I hope to see you guys either on my next live stream. I will be live this evening, 7 PM Central European Time, Wednesday the 6th of February, or in my next YouTube video. So see you broskis, hope you had an awesome day, and hope you learned something new. And remember to like the video if you enjoyed this, and subscribe if you want more content from me, and see ya.